Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Media Men podcast, episode number 2. As you can tell, we have come up with a name. We actually came up with we didn't come up with the name. We got it from a friend, David Hubin. Shout out to you, David. Thanks for the name. He sent it to us right after we uploaded.
Yeah, and we were kind of like, oh shit, this is embarrassing.
Oh,
I was like,
it's like we don't have a name for this, and it comes up Media Men podcast.
yeah,
so.
well, you guys knew the name, we didn't. So
anyway, it's the morning after Batman vs Superman. We went at 12:01.
the first screening of it.
We got home. I got home at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, I got home by 3:30. I had to fucking walk, but oh my god, both of us didn't go to sleep till about 5.
I looked up all the spoilers. Finally got to look up all the spoilers and see what people were saying about all the spoilery stuff.
And bear in mind, it's about 11:30 or 12ish now.
Yeah, it's in the morning. We said we get this up as early as we can.
Because there isn't a lot of spoilers videos going around.
No, there's actually not.
I thought especially for Batman vs Superman, this is such a big movie. They just throw them out.
People are just waiting till the proper day of the release, because of course they've had the fan screenings up, and people have given their general thoughts and reviews for those fan screenings. But there has been some spoiler reviews, but not much at all.
No, brilliant ones. There have been quite a few, but
yeah,
it's, I don't know. It's from a lot of channels that I wouldn't have ever heard of.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Well, anyway, we have a lot to talk about since we last recorded. Not even just about the film. I've just been constantly saying to you, I've never seen anything like the Kraken audience ratio.
It's
movie.
Divided. It's like another civil fucking war.
That's what it's actually. It's not a civil war. It's the war between critics and audiences.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Although, to be fair, that's been going on for quite a while. It's just
I
you really see it in this movie. Though.
This is like the culmination of all that into one movie, and they're fighting. Everyone's fighting. Everyone's fighting each other.
People are going out there to kill.
And I just want to say one thing before we start. I really enjoyed this movie.
I thought it was great. I did. It is a great movie, and I will see it again, and I will recommend it to people.
I would say this. Definitely go see it for yourself, because you can't listen to anyone right now. It's really, there is some movies like Grown Ups 2, where I know this gets like at 4%, and you're just like, okay, I don't think it's worth going seeing really, and everyone hates it. But this is so divided with critics, and it's not nearly as divided with audiences. It's definitely more positive with audiences. But definitely just go out and see this for yourself. I'm guaranteed you might not like the film, but you'll have a good time. You'll have a good time watching it.
Like, if you're a comic book fan, you should definitely go see this regardless.
We know that anyone who even remotely reads comics is going to see this movie anyway. We are going to
don't see it in 3D, please.
Yeah,
God no.
Don't give any credence to 3D. Okay?
Let that die out.
Yeah, please. James Cameron's dream failed. Okay. We are going to start off with just a general kind of review with no spoilers. We will tell exactly when there's going to be spoilers.
Yeah, like there should be a time stamp somewhere in the video or the description. It's only going to be about 5-10 minutes at the start, and then for the rest of the video will all be spoilers. So just to let you know that, in case you did think this was all going to be spoilers or all going to be non-spoilers, that's not the case.
It's a mix.
Yeah,
we can have a good mix.
it's hard to not give spoilers away for this movie.
It really is.
So
we get into it. I'm going to start with what I liked, what I thought I didn't like as much. First off, I want to preface this, but anything I say during this movie, I want to get my general thoughts out there first. So just so you know, I really enjoyed this thing. I really had a good time with this. I definitely think that I need repeat viewings. I was going to go anyway, but I definitely need repeat viewings now, because this is dense. There's so much in it. And I just want to start off with my biggest pro of this movie, Ben Affleck.
No, I'm sorry. That is one thing I will say gladly. I will bow down to that man's feet because of that. I think it was perfect. I can't get over it. And just the grimness of it. He played it so well.
Note for note perfect. And I think one of the complaints that critics have of this movie is that it's dark. It's too dark.
It is, but
you have to understand here that
it's the Dark Knight, as in it's returns. It's Dark Knight Returns. This is after Robin dies.
You have to understand where this character has gone. He's been out for 20 years, and you can even see it in his face. And it's great acting by Ben Affleck with even just facial expressions
of just
alone.
Nothing. Of
it's you can tell that he's been through so much.
He's got nothing to lose, kind of thing.
Exactly. And even the opening scene I thought was actually really well done with the origin.
Yeah.
I actually liked that. Now, what else I liked? I really did like Superman in this movie as well. What I really liked was the inner conflict between him. I don't think Henry Cavill expressed it as well, but what I did like is that they're doing what Superman really is now in comics, and what people I think need to understand about Superman in comics.
He's not the golden boy kind of thing.
That's it. That was stuff you would find in the 70s, the 80s, the early 80s, and then ever since the late 80s and 90s and what we're in now is that we've got this character who's extremely conflicted over both his human alien side, and especially now in the times we live in where it doesn't matter what he does, he's being criticized.
Exactly.
And that, I think, was brought over very well. That he felt that whatever he did, people were going to criticize him. And I think that's one of the best pieces of storytelling in this movie is that the comparisons with the real world now. And this is what I think is the difference between DC films and Marvel films. And they seem to be getting a bit more at it with Marvel films with Civil War, which I do like. But DC films are really, what would happen if this was in our world? If this alien
of people dying.
If this alien came down to our world and save people, yeah, there would be people who would support him and people that wouldn't support him.
Exactly, like in everything, like there's going to be a contrast between everything. Even if he saves everybody, doesn't touch anybody, doesn't hurt anybody, doesn't kill anybody, like so much doesn't even lay a hand on someone unless he's saving them. People are still going to criticize him and go, well, he can do this and he can do that. Like who's to stop? Like again, like they brought it up in the movie that they are powerless to stop him if he does want to do that. And I don't know, like I can see their reasoning for that, but I can't agree with them. But at the same time, he hasn't done any wrong. But at the same time, that's not to say he's not going to do anything wrong.
And what they used as a classic villain trope was the villain trying to, with the military trying to get in this weapon. And usually it's bullshit. Like, why would you let this person do this? But here I really understood it. I'm like, yeah, the military are probably really scared of this guy.
Yeah, like,
and if they have this deterrent that they say, okay, maybe we can use this if he goes a bit crazy and starts killing tons of people out of nowhere, because it can happen. I mean, if he's looks as human emotionally, he definitely has human traits, mental health. He can go crazy one day and start killing us all. So we'd like to have a deterrent here.
Yeah.
So I think that was great. What I will say is, if you're thinking, I don't know if this thing is worth my money, I will say one thing: the fight scene alone is worth the money.
I think we'll get into that a little bit later on in the episode, but
we're not going to spoil anything. Obviously,
it was a really good fight scene. I do have a few things to say about it, but overall, it was very, very, very good.
One thing I will say is that it didn't drag, thankfully, because what it was the length it needed to be. It was no longer, no shorter. I think if it would have went on, went on maybe a little bit longer. That's not a criticism, but it could have went on a little bit longer. But if it had gone on too much longer, it definitely would have dragged. And I think they kept it concise, they kept it clear, and both of them got good shots in.
Yeah,
we're not going to spoil anything, but the fight scene was
very well balanced,
really well done.
But like, if you ever read The Dark Knight Returns, you kind of know the way this is going to be playing out anyway. It did, but at the same time, it didn't. It was a very seesaw type of like a fight scene,
realistic, and I
exactly.
I like the way they balanced it.
Like obviously, Batman's going to be using kryptonite. That's not a spoiler, but there's times where this and that didn't work,
the kryptonite is in the trailer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But the kryptonite would like wear off in certain things.
That's what I really liked.
Yeah.
I liked that.
But it wasn't even that he was back to full strength. Is that he was kind of like almost slightly over human strength.
Yeah, exactly. And
so
I really like that, because usually you see in the comics, if he's anywhere near kryptonite, he's gone. He's dead.
Yeah. Like Batman or Superman Returns. That Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay, sorry.
I'm getting depressed now. Well, actually, I shouldn't be, because we're past that now.
Oh, we're a lot past that.
That type of Superman, it was great for its time. It shouldn't have been in the 2000s, but it's done. Anyway, true and true. Lex Luthor is the villain. I will say one thing. I don't know if he should have been called Lex Luthor, because he was so... I liked what they did with the character. I thought he was so entertaining to watch.
He was.
If anything, he is so entertaining to watch.
He nailed the kind of way he wanted to go about it, like the kind of crazy psychotic, kind of like off his chair, just a little bit.
It's like if Willy Wonka from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory went mad.
Yeah, and turned into his
didn't
fucking
Superman,
sociopath.
I feel like he was all like, Dad. He did. It's Johnny Depp Willy Wonka, but I think not as insufferable as that was. I actually thought it was really fun to watch.
But one thing again, at the opening, or not the opening, there's like a press conferencey kind of house party kind of thing going on. And Jesse Eisenberg got up and he was there talking. But now, obviously, he tried to do this with the character, tried to portray a kind of awkwardy, kind of socially, awkward person. And he nailed it. I cringed in that movie when he started stuttering and stuff.
But there was points where I thought at the start of the movie I was like, should I be cringing? And then you realize, yes, I should be, and this is fulfilling. It's
he nailed it, like he did.
Yeah, I mean, like people. Okay, listen, I've never been a huge fan of the Lex Luthor character. I never thought he's been a true foil. I think he's been a guy with some kryptonite. He just hits him with the kryptonite, and that's it. And that's not the character's fault. It's just I haven't read enough that I appreciate him as much.
See, every time I think of Lex Luthor, I think back at like the 80s, 70s and 80s kind of Lex Luthor, where it's like...
the only Lex Luthor character I've ever liked was in the Superman the animated series.
Yeah.
I thought he was very good there.
That was a very, very good Lex Luthor.
But I don't think there's ever been a good representation of Lex Luthor on film properly. No. And I don't know if this is it.
It's probably the closest
it's the best one, but I don't know if it's the closest representation to the actual Lex Luthor character. But if you ask me, would I want to see the Kevin Spacey, the Gene Hackman, or the Jesse Eisenberg character again? I would definitely say this one, because I thought he was really entertaining to watch. And at times, he is kind of cringy, kind of really twitchy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like he twitches a lot, but it's the kind of character he's trying to go for.
But he was really creepy in some scenes as well. Especially there is one scene with Lois Lane on top of the building that we've seen in the trailers. Yeah. That was creepy. I want to say
very personal.
I want to say this again to any families out there who are thinking of taking their kids to this. Go see it. Go see it with the kids. The kids might like it, but the kids might get scared.
Okay, we're gonna say straight up, Batman kills people.
Batman kills people
straight out. Like.
It's not. Like, the thing I like about this movie, it doesn't try to get around it like other ones do. But, in the Nolan Batman movies, I love the Nolan Batman movies. They're great. But the Batman, he killed people. The same way that the Superman in the Richard Donner movies killed people. It's just it was just like, I'll throw you off the building.
Yeah, no problem. Like
it's not as dramatic, but he still killed people.
Yeah. Now there was one which isn't really a spoiler, but there was a dream sequence. You saw that in the trailer when Superman smashed
that
down.
dream sequence was really good.
That was extremely
and actually, I said,
really good.
There is a scene at the start of that dream sequence where it's actually one shot. I actually noticed that there's a little fight scene. And it's actually one shot. It's done so well and really well choreographed, and the effects in that were amazing as well. But as you were saying,
yeah, like he just blatantly outshot people.
That I think
is a dream sequence.
That was a dream sequence.
Exactly.
It was the nightmare sequence. So this is a nightmare. So that was fine. But even going back, he does he doesn't kill people.
He doesn't shoot them blank in the face kind of thing.
It's more like, okay, I just blew up 5 cars.
Yeah.
They're definitely dead.
Yeah, someone's gonna be like, it's like Superman. When Superman was smashing through the buildings, he killed more than one person. Let's be honest. If you look back on that, actually, if you look at it, he smashed through the fucking Wayne Enterprise.
And I want to say,
killed God knows how many people there.
That scene at the start was absolutely incredible. And what they did was they took one of the criticisms of Man of Steel. Even my brother, who's going to see the film today, he watched Man of Steel last night, and he thought it was fine. He liked it, but he said, "Jesus, they just smashed through buildings and acted like it was nothing." And that was used as the main plot device, really, of this movie. At the very
beginning,
And the scene we've seen where you see Bruce Wayne going through Metropolis, and it's like we've never in this country dealt with anything like that.
No,
but for people who maybe have been through terrorist attacks like, say, 9/11,
it was very.
They might find it a bit hard to watch, because it is very. If you were down in the thick of 9/11, I think that's what maybe it was like. Of course, on a smaller scale
and superhero-less.
Yeah, but buildings are falling, and it's taking real world kind of situations, intertwining them with superhero situations
to make it a bit
more relatable.
Yeah, a bit more like kind of lighthearted way. It is a Superman. It is Superman. It's not a plane or a bomb or anything. So I don't know. I think we're treading on thin
We're treading on
ice here.
spoilers here, so
Yeah,
we want to get this the spoiler free section over and done with. I want you to give Chow. I'll just give your general thoughts.
Okay, I'll go into more detail in the spoilers one because there's a lot of stuff I want to say. First of all, I don't like Amy Adams. I know I'm not the only one out there, but a lot of people do love her. They love Lois Lane. They love everything, and they thought that she had a lot more to contribute to this movie. But my God, I felt like I don't even I feel like it was Zack Snyder who put her in there. I feel like she just got no, I'll go in there. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But she just appeared everywhere.
Give me more money.
Exactly. Like that's exactly what it was. But like there's a scene where she was not needed at all. I won't go into detail, but Batman was just standing there, and Batman could have done this.
Yeah.
Like it was not that hard, and the one job she had, she fucks up.
I think sometimes they pour her into scenes just to have her in scenes, and I mean that's fair enough because for big Superman fans, she is a defining part of that mythology. I thought she was fine. I can definitely understand some people not liking her. I thought she was fine. You know, it didn't break her, do anything to make me dislike the movie more. But I thought she was fine. I understand though if people have problems with it. My general thoughts on this movie, as I said, I really enjoy this thing. I really want to see it again. I'm really excited for Justice League.
I am very excited for Justice League.
I'm more excited for a Batman standalone film.
That's
because
so
I
good.
just think
even for Suicide Squad, because he's going to be making a cameo on that.
If they get the right team to do this, obviously Zack Snyder is doing other stuff right now. If they get Ben Affleck to direct this thing, I think it could be one of, if not the greatest, comic book film of all time. If they do it right, if Ben Affleck directs, I think he will, because he seems to really understand the character.
I hope they don't do is kind of go back. You know the way he was very grim. He was very kind of like, I like that kind of Batman.
Well, no, see, the thing is,
maybe not killing people. I don't know.
No, like I think what happened now is they've said that this is going to be maybe the darkest movie in the cinematic universe. It's still going to have that dark tone, but Justice League will be a bit lighter, which I like. You know, because this movie is very dark.
They have a lot of lighthearted characters like Cyborg and
what's going to happen is that this Batman might get a little bit more not a little bit more, a little less brutal, which I don't mind as long as they keep that tone that they've set up for this character, which I love.
I don't want Christian Bale Batman.
The thing is, I think everyone from what we've heard, everyone loves Ben Affleck as Batman, rightfully so, and I think he is definitely going to define this character for the movie generation right now.
Such a good job.
So, our general thoughts, we both liked it. We can't say much because we just need to get into spoilers.
Yeah,
we really need to talk about spoilers. It's
very, very hard to try not. We might have even kind of. Like we're treading on thin ice here. Like
I'll say we haven't gone over into spoiler territory yet. We've been close and we've had to stop ourselves.
Yeah, like describing the beginning of it.
But that's it. So, if you haven't seen the movie, go out and see it. Have a good time,
and then come back to this.
If you're lucky, unlike us, go and see it in IMAX because I've heard it's absolutely incredible in IMAX.
I'd imagine.
So go see it in IMAX. Have a good time. I really enjoyed it. If you're
go in there open-minded.
Exactly. If you go in hating this movie, you're gonna hate it. We know people that went into this movie saying that was going to be terrible, and they came out, and I can just imagine that they're probably going to be terrible anyway. Yeah. If you're a bit off on the fence thing, that's fine. You know, that's your opinion. Go into this with an open mind. Hopefully, you'll have a good time. Even if you don't like the movie, I think you'll have a good time anyway. So that's it. Ground zero. We're going into spoilers right now. This is spoiler territory. Okay,
first thing I really, really want to say. I've been dying to say this.
Get off the video now if you don't want spoilers.
Okay.
Go.
The kryptonite, right? The kryptonite was all well and good, and you know the way he was. I don't know why this has just been on my head. There was a scene where Batman jabs into the ground and it doesn't break. It's fine, and that's fair enough. It is an alien rock. I don't know what the hell kryptonite does.
He had to use a metal, like a serious laser to break
exactly.
it down.
So like it's very, very hard. But one thing that kind of confused me was what the hell happened at the beginning of the movie, but you know where they found the kryptonite, and they just kind of cracked it open. One hammer just cracked.
Well, no, they cracked open the casing.
Why is it in a casing? What is a casing?
Because I think it could have been either a secret kind of failsafe on the Kryptonian ship. Or
didn't even think of that. I just thought it was all kryptonite.
No, see the kryptonite, I think, as far as I know, I'm not huge on the history of kryptonite. I'm pretty sure it's just a radioactive material from the planet Krypton. So it's just like any other radioactive material.
Actually, you know what? Like, I don't know anything about kryptonite, but it could have the same effect as Superman. Well, as in, it gets affected by our sun.
Yeah,
hence,
I think that maybe it was on the Kryptonian ship. If they ever thought, especially with General Zod, seeing how paranoid he was, if any of these guys turn against me, I'm going to use this on them. You know. So I think that was fine. They cracked open the casing and it came out of the casing.
Yeah, it was very kind of like Easter eggy.
Yeah,
it was just like crack. Yeah, no problem.
Quite literally an Easter egg. So let's just go through this thing. I think it started off very well.
Oh no, the first half of it was A quality.
The first half of this movie, I think,
very storyline based.
Yeah, it was very political. I think it jumped around a bit too much, and then it found itself. And then it went on. Yeah, because the first 20 minutes I think jumped around a little bit too much. Yeah. But it had to establish the characters.
Yeah, it was trying to establish more Batman because we haven't seen that Batman.
Yeah, we haven't actually.
Another thing I really want to say is, again, as you said, Batman was going around killing people.
Very much.
Yeah, like there was a scene where he basically threw a car on top of two guys who were in another car, clearly squashing them, killing them. No problem.
They're dead.
They're not coming out of that alive.
And the thing I want to say here, like, this isn't the first time that Batman's killed people.
Yeah.
Batman has always been a character that's always been in the grey, but he has killed people. And this came up when, at the end of Man of Steel, when Superman obviously killed Zod. People were like, Batman doesn't kill. You will find tons of videos on YouTube of people going up and saying, here, Batman has killed plenty of people.
He has. Not like
it's just that in the movies they haven't...
They've always showed him as very moral.
They've showed him as morally correct, if you want to say that. But... like, the end of Batman Begins, I think they tried to justify it. You know, I'm not going to kill you, but that means I don't have to save you. You're basically killing him. Okay? You're basically killing him.
You're killing him by default, like.
And it's a great line.
It's like a doctor coming in and go, I'm not going to help you, sorry.
Yeah, it's a very poignant line as well. But, like, this isn't the first time that Batman's killed people. I just think people are more open to it now. Because he's like, if cars are smashing on top of cars and blowing up, obviously people are dying.
Yeah, like it's very hard to not kill anybody when he's doing this shit.
I think it even plays better into the character because this character, as I've said, he's been Batman for 20 years. He's obviously lost a Robin.
Yeah, that was something. The reason in kind of The Dark Knight Returns, when the Joker killed Robin, now that wasn't really explained in the movie. If you read comic books and you knew about this, you kind of saw that with the suit, but they didn't really. Like, that's what really drove him over the edge to kind of like, I have nothing to lose. I can kill. Well, not just kill anybody.
I don't think it was I can kill. It's just he didn't care anymore.
Yeah, he had nothing to lose.
This was the thing that he was going to do anything to get what he thought was right done. So that means he has to get through to this main car, and he's got a limited time. There's these cars in front of them. Fuck that. Blow them up.
Yeah. Sorry, you wrong place, wrong time.
Yeah, I mean...
But I just feel like they didn't explain that the way Robin died. Like, even I saw on another review.
That's definitely what they're going to explore in the standalone. I think a lot of people are speculating that the standalone will be the Under the Red Hood storyline. I think it is. I think it will be.
But I hope that like at least a quarter of the movie beforehand shows the kind of like.
Oh, I think so. I think there'll be flashbacks to the Jason and whatnot. But I think it was good. It was good visual storytelling. You see him. He looks at the Robin suit. It's clearly a Robin suit.
Yeah.
And it's obviously he's dead. It's spray painted.
There
was enough time to read it. People, I mean, you don't have to be a comic book fan to realize, haha, the joke's on you, Batman. Oh, I wonder what happened. I mean, it's common sense. He's dead.
He's dead, and you know who killed him.
Yeah.
The Joker killed him. But I feel like, and I did see this on a review, I feel like even if he just said for just 5 seconds with Alfred, just kind of like, Alfred could have been like, hey, look, you know, maybe you should ease back a little bit, you know, you don't have to kill people. He could have been like, I got nothing to lose. Like, they took Robin from me. Even if they just said something like that, even something very quick, you might not even understand it, but it would just clarify.
It would clarify a bit, yeah.
And explain why he does what he does.
I think most people will be, you're not clever enough. You're not clever if you don't get it, but clever enough to understand that obviously this guy has been through a lot, and this is why he's doing this, because he doesn't care anymore. Keep going. I really enjoyed Superman in this movie. As I said, I thought he was
better than Man of Steel.
He was better than Man of Steel because I think the biggest thing about complaining about Man of Steel with him was that they didn't show much character development. His character went through a lot in this movie. His character went through a lot. And even there's this great shot after the Senate blows up in this scene.
Oh yeah.
And he's just there's all fire around him, and at first I thought that looks a bit weird, but then
I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit.
It looked weird because he's just looking around, and then you realize this is really good imagery.
Yeah, like
there's all this fire around him, and
he snapped like he.
There's fire consuming all around him, and he's just there without a scratch, and you really think it's definitely visual, like a metaphor for he is alone here.
Yeah, but one thing that I was not expecting.
Granny's peach tea.
Yeah. If you got that reference. Now, I saw that and I was like...
I was literally... People were coming out of reviews saying, Granny's peach tea, that's it. And I was like, what the hell is this thing?
But,
I think it's piss.
I thought it was piss.
It had a piss colour.
Yeah, it had a piss colour.
When she looked at it, I was like, is she...
Yeah, you know, because she took her hand away very fast.
And she was like, is she kind of like scared because she knows she's fucked? And she's gonna die, or
I did not think there was gonna be a fucking bomb.
Or is she scared because she thinks she drank piss?
I don't know, because
I
was not expecting that explosion.
No, that was fantastic. That was like when you look at it. When you look at it first, you think, like, how did that happen? And then you think back and like, he gave him the wheelchair. Yeah. He did all this, and you wouldn't think of it straight away. But then you go back on it, like,
very kind of elaborate.
And even I really liked that they explained, that was one of the things that Superman said. He went to Lois and he was like, I didn't even see her, I wasn't even concentrating.
Yeah, but it's because like and I can argue this either way, but he wasn't looking for it. Bear in mind, he has a lot on his plate at this time. This
guy is getting filled with like hate from people, and he's just trying to do the right thing, and he's like, right, I have to go to the Senate hearing, I want to get this over and done with. He just walks straight ahead, goes to the
does a flight
stand,
and as well, like, there is a small little part where where he opens the gate. It's. I thought it was very kind of like humanizing. I thought it was very kind of like he could just fly over that. He could just push through. But the way he opened it, it was kind of like,
I think
I'm down on your level now. I'm whatever.
I will say everything. Poor Zack Snyder. His films get a mixed reception at first, and then they always get more positive.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going to be here. I think as people now, if people don't, that's fair enough, because that's not going to change what I think about this movie. I went into this movie saying there's a lot of mixed stuff here. I'm going in with an open mind. I went in, I really had a good time, I really enjoyed it, but I do think that this movie will get the people who are mixed out right now, I think they will get a bit more positive as they rewatch. If you don't like this movie at first, watch it again. If you don't want to spend the money, that's fine. Don't watch it online, because then you'll hate it even more. Wait until it comes out on DVD, rent it, watch it again, and if you don't like it the second time, if you like it, if you hate it more, maybe it's not for you. But if you think, okay, maybe
just think of it now. How many places can you rent DVDs from anymore?
Extravision just closed in our area, so
in Ireland, Extravision's all being kind of shut down, and Blockbuster as well. That's gone.
Blockbuster in America.
All the small little ones are all gone. Okay, so maybe.
Okay, I will say this.
Don't pirate it, but like,
wait until it comes. If you're gonna do it, wait until it comes out on DVD so you can get a good link.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
not condoning everything. I'm buying the 3-hour Blu-ray.
But you have to watch it again.
Speaking of 3-hour Blu-ray, they're releasing a 3-hour R-rated Blu-ray director's cut.
R-rated?
Did you not know that?
No.
They it's gonna be 3 hours long.
Jesus.
It is R-rated, and what I like about this thing is that it doesn't sound gratuitous R-rated, because Zack Snyder addressed it. That people said, "Why do you think it got an R-rated, like an R rating from the MPAA?" And he said that they made the director's cut, and they obviously have to bring it into the MPAA just to make sure if you're adding new footage. And he said, I didn't know if it was going to get an R rated. I didn't make it with the intent of getting an R rating, but they said,
but he didn't hold back
those extra scenes. They need an R rating.
That's that's a bit crazy. The way it went up nearly two kind of.
I'm not surprised, honestly.
I think
it was on the high end. It was on the high end of an R rating.
I was hanging by a thread at 12A, or I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know, like
PG-13.
I think this is inherently that there is a problem with the rating system. I think it's not as bad where we live. I'm not trying to start a fight with the MPAA here, but it's G, PG, PG-13, R.
Yeah.
So there's a huge gap between 13 and 17.
There's no in the middle.
And I think the problem with that is the kids are going to go into this movie, and the parents. Now I don't mind. Now it's different, because if kids brought if parents brought their kids to see Deadpool, that's R-rated. You're an idiot.
Yeah, that's.
But I have no problem with any families bringing their kids to go see this and kind of coming, oh, maybe I shouldn't have taken them, because it's PG-13. I mean, it's parental guidance. You know,
basically
parental guidance for 13, 12-year-olds. You know,
see, like in Ireland, or well, the UK-ish kind of European kind of way we rate things is G, PG. Actually, sorry, there's U, G, PG. No one really cares.
Well, G is U.
Is it? Is that the same?
It's another name for it.
All right, I didn't
So
know. I thought
U
U was under G.
I think it's like U, G, like / G.
Yeah. PG 12, 15. Now, bear in mind, we have 12A, which means you need to be accompanied by an adult.
If you're under the age of 12.
Yeah. And 15A. Now, there's 16 on DVDs and stuff.
No, see, it's 15A. You have to be, if you're under 15, accompanied by an adult. And then it's 16, and 16 is you have to be 16 or you can't watch this thing.
Yeah.
And then there's 18, which is you have to be 18 and you can't watch this thing. And I think that's a much better system than the MPA system. It broadens it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's better ratings. And I'm still kind of surprised that this thing got 12A instead of a 15A.
I feel, it should have definitely been at least just 15.
I think it should have been a 15A. I don't know. I don't mind anyway because it's better for the box office. More kids are going to see it.
Yeah.
Who cares if kids get nightmares? Really, it's not my kids. You shouldn't have seen this movie, kids. Okay, I really want to talk about the fight scene.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fight. Yeah. It's about that time.
Oh my god, I loved it so much. What I liked, it didn't drag on. It was the right amount of time,
and it was snappy. It wasn't kind of like they were talking and talking shit to each other the whole time.
There was a nice bit of
Batman was straight in there, like
Batman.
He was having none of it.
Batman had some great lines in that fight.
Yeah.
And especially there was one bit towards the end where he's losing it. He's going crazy, and he says the line about his parents dying in a gutter.
Yeah.
Which could have been forced in. Oh, my parents died in a gutter. But it was the same with, he brought it into the conversation about the human versus the alien side. You know, you're not a man. You know, that kind of
men are brave.
This is what being a man feels like. This is what fear is.
Yeah. Oh no.
That line was great.
When he blocked the fist, like as you saw in the trailer, when he blocked the fist, he just looks at him kind of half a smirk and just goes, "That's fear." And,
that's when he hits him with the kryptonite.
Was it?
Yeah, because he hits.
Oh, he was rolling around the kryptonite. That's what it was.
Yeah, and he like looks over him and he's like, this is what fear is."
Oh,
that was fantastic. And Ben Affleck's delivery was just amazing.
Now Henry Cavill, I don't mind Henry Cavill as Superman. He's a good Superman.
I like him.
He's a very good Superman, and I feel like he can be more. It's not that
Superman is I think
it'd be a very hard person to do.
Superman. Henry Cavill had more of a hard job than Ben Affleck did in this movie. Ben Affleck had a harder time with the backlash that he got.
Yeah.
But Henry Cavill, some of the things he had to do in this movie are really hard to
because
act.
He has to be the good guy.
Yeah.
But he's battling being kind of like does
the world really like, do I need to do this for this world?
So he needs to be good but dramatic at the same time.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to balance that.
Yeah.
Because people are obviously still thinking of Christopher Reeve Superman. This is a different Superman, obviously, and it's a better Superman, I think.
It is like
for this time.
It's a more realistic Superman.
Exactly.
Like nobody is going to be good forever. He even says that like we're all, or we can't all be good forever. That's a line he says.
I think what people are really liking about the fight, what I've heard unanimous about what people like about the fight is the use of the kryptonite.
Yeah,
it doesn't when he used it, I was like, oh, is he gonna be like depowered for all of this now?
Yeah,
and then
but it wears off fairly quickly.
He wears off. It wears off quickly enough, which is understandable because it's a gas. Your system is gonna get gas out faster than solid waste.
Sweat it out, and that.
And my favorite, I think, I have so much favorite bits from that fight, but that scene where it was just so not subtle, but like if you're a comic book fan, you're thinking, oh my god, because he's punching him like a human, and then his face is turning and you're getting that steel sound.
Yeah, and
then he looks up.
He's like, shit.
And he lifts off the air and you can just see on Batman's face, he's like, oh fuck. And he just crashes through the floor. And I really enjoyed that fight.
I thought it was great. Now there was another scene, I brought this up with you. he smashes down, like he throws Superman off. Now, bear in mind the way he held him.
That was amazing.
The way he held him was his neck over his shoulder, kind of carrying him by the neck.
I was like, is he going to try to snap his neck?
That's what I thought, because
like,
in the dream sequence, he snaps the guy's neck. He blatantly gets him in a headlock and just snaps it clean, just no problem.
So cool.
So I thought, here's him, here's Batman. Just
I was like, okay, I can understand because
snap
it's a dream sequence and it's a nightmare. Because this is obviously his nightmare version of what
I wouldn't
he would
mind seeing a
become.
Batman like that. Just, I don't know. I'd like to see a kind of some kind of version of that Batman as well. But anyway, the way he throws him off and then he grapple hooks down. Bear in mind, this is probably 10 floors kind of.
Yeah.
And he just throws him off. At this point, Superman is kind of humanized. So 10 floors, that's gonna fucking hurt.
Yeah.
But he lands on him on his chest or whatever, and you can see in the back that Joker was here, but it was Joe Carr.
I think that was
that was just an Easter egg. That it had nothing to do with it, but I thought I loved the way they did that.
Some little Easter eggs here. There was a Riddler sign there, the question mark, a Riddler question mark there. That was one of the things in there. And this one, I was like, whoa, they're going for it here.
Yeah, they're really trying to.
No, they're going for it here. Isn't they put in the Anarchy A sign?
I saw that,
and I was like, some people aren't going to understand that. I mean, it's just a little. It's an Easter egg, so people don't need to understand.
Yeah,
it's for the
as
fans.
well as like the Anarchy sign is a normal sign anyway. It could just be misinterpreted as some graffiti. But one thing now, just kind of quickly jump back to the kind of thing. At the beginning of the movie, where all the buildings are falling down or whatever, you know the way there was Superman and General Zod were battling in Metropolis.
Yeah.
One thing I was a bit.
Can I just say something just before you go? I want to put in because I might forget. I watched Man of Steel like right before I watched this movie. The consistency of the fight in that, compared with how it's shown in Batman vs Superman, is amazing. Because even the time signature of when they're falling, when they're going through each building, you know, if you're just after seeing Man of Steel, you're like, yeah, I remember when they did that. Yeah, they did that, and the laser vision was going through here. It's great. It's really small things like that I really like. Sorry, continue what you were going to say. I just need to get that in. Sorry.
Now, one of our friends, Keane, brought up yesterday with me, and I didn't think of this. What was Batman and Wayne Enterprises doing in Metropolis?
Well, see, the thing is, Wayne Enterprises obviously is one of the most the bigger companies.
I'm pretty sure I saw a sign saying Wayne Financial as well.
Yeah, so there's obviously it's Bruce Wayne. He's so obviously he's going to have a building in Metropolis.
I'm sorry, but that girl as well. That fucking girl.
I
would have just drop kicked the child. I'm sorry. I'm saying that straight out.
Oh no! I thought it was like obviously I understand that the child's looking for her mom and she's obviously very young. But what really got me was when she's like where do you know where your mommy and daddy are? And she just points up to the building.
Yeah, the building that's been cut in half, like.
And I'm sorry. Anyone who lost anyone in unfortunate the 9/11 attacks, I think they might have to walk out of the theater after that, because that's what I like about this universe, is that it's taken real world issues and they're not holding back. They're like, people die.
Yeah, it's like this shit happens. Like, as well as that, another thing at the beginning of the movie, you saw Batman, he was calling Jack. And,
the old guy, obviously the friend in the building. But
he was there saying it's like, Jack, I want everybody out of the building. Now, right outside the building was this big terraformer thing, and two superheroes.
Well, it wasn't right outside the building. It was close enough.
It was pretty damn close.
Yeah, it is a valid.
It's the kind of thing like, get out of the fucking building kind of thing.
Actually, I thought that as well, and I still stand by that.
The way he got out.
I think most people got out of the building, but he stayed. And actually, was some person, I forget who it was. I was watching a spoiler review, and they brought it up, and they said that I thought that it was weird as well. But then I realised, and people were commenting, saying that in the actual 9/11 attacks, I'm sorry for mentioning 9/11 a lot here, but it's definitely what they based this attack off. But they said that when September 11th happened and the first building went down, people in the other building went back up to their own building because they thought it was fine.
I suppose,
it's definitely still. That's only a little thing. It's definitely still a valid response. He should have got out.
But it wasn't like fair enough. If you wanted to stay in the building, that's fine. You're in a bit of shock. But the way he was there telling everybody, he's like, "Come on, guys, the boss wants us out." But then,
guys, the world is ending as we know it.
Yeah,
Time to go home.
The windows are cracking and everything, and there's laser beams going everywhere. I was like, get out of the fucking building. I don't know. I didn't think much of it at the time, but then coming at the end where there's a blackout, and the Daily Planet, there's a blackout. Everybody freaked the fuck out. Everyone, because there was a blackout. That was it. There was no laser beams. There's nothing. There's a blackout, and everyone freaked out.
I was nearly expecting the guy in the back to be like, fuck, it's happening again.
Shit.
I did like that scene though at the start.
I did.
I thought it was really well done. As I said, the consistency compared with Man of Steel was great as well. One thing we haven't mentioned and that I really liked was Alfred. Jeremy Irons was Alfred.
Oh, wow,
he was very
damn good.
And he's very 90s Batman the Animated Series Alfred. The little snarky comments, which is my favorite Alfred. The really kind of snarky kind of like
he's not the dry kind of yes, Master Wayne kind of thing. I don't even mind that Alfred.
Alfred's definitely like my favorite Bat Family character.
He is a key character.
I think you need Alfred for Batman.
Yeah, like he is.
Unless it's played into the story that he's dead or whatever.
Yeah, in which case Batman is probably going to be killing a lot more people.
Yeah, fuck Alfred's dead. Fuck you all. I thought the dynamic between him and Ben Affleck bounced off each other and they had great chemistry.
Oh, they're like
really well.
It was like you knew just by looking at that they were trying to act that they've known each other for years.
Exactly. They have real good history with each other and they've known each other all their lives.
Yeah, it was very, very well done.
I really like Jeremy Irons, and as I said, I can't wait to see the Batman movie. I think he'd be just as good in the Batman movie as well. Now, what we're going to get to now is Wonder Woman. We haven't talked about this yet. Wonder Woman's getting great reactions from everyone. Everyone likes Wonder Woman.
I loved Wonder Woman.
I really liked her. And I thought I was like, I hope she's not in it too much. And she wasn't.
Yeah,
I thought she was
well
used,
balanced.
what I liked about the plot, how she was used, it wove her in well.
Like,
I don't think it did a Spider-Man 3 where...
Fuck, oh God.
I don't think it did a Spider-Man 3 where everyone's coming from anywhere. Her and Bruce Wayne... Batman had a definitive reason to go after Lex Luthor, and that tied in with the plot well. I think what I liked about this movie is that they had so many characters in this thing, but it weaved around one singular plot.
It was,
which was Lex Luthor is doing something here. We have to investigate, and everyone's kind of circling around the same thing.
And the two of them were kind of like bouncing off each other, kind of like, we're getting this, he got that.
That's how she auditioned for the role.
Is it?
Do you know that scene where they're in the kind of the I don't know what the hell it is. They're in that ball kind of place, and they're looking at the sword.
Yeah.
And they kind of start, obviously having a bit of flirting, a bit of stuff like that.
Bit of banter.
It's great banter, but that's how she auditioned for that role, for that part.
That was a very, very good scene.
Yeah, and even I love the way she fought.
She was a very good, that's the way I like a female protagonist to act. I don't like the way Amy Adams kind of like, oh no, I done this again.
And I think little girls will love her.
Yeah, no, I love her.
If little girls do see this movie, and hopefully they're not turned away by it, they will love Wonder Woman. I think it's nice because, I think, well, I'm not a girl obviously, but I don't know if really up until this point, I know people might say Black Widow, but I don't really think there's been a definitive female superhero that people can get behind. Women can get behind.
She's not a superhero as well. She's just a fucking ninja.
I'm not a big fan of character anyway, and that's a story for a different day. But I thought Wonder Woman was great. I think by the positive reaction she's getting, a lot of people are looking forward to her solo film. I'm definitely looking more forward to it now. And I loved the picture obviously in 1918 and how that feeds into her movie. You have anything else to say about Wonder Woman?
Now, it was brought up with me this morning with the friend on YouTube. You saw it as well.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I can agree with him, but I can disagree with him as well. The reason why she was in it, to be honest, if you were to take Wonder Woman out of the picture entirely and out of the movie entirely, wouldn't make that much of a difference. But it was that they were leading up to the Justice League.
Yeah. And I don't... Obviously, there was a bit of it in this movie that they set up scenes specifically for the Justice League. I thought, but see, they did what I think other studios haven't done as well. They worked it into the plot. They worked it into the plot of this movie. She was there for a reason to set up kind of her movie in the Justice League, but she also worked her way into the plot and wasn't just there in the corner doing nothing like, oh, guys, my movie's coming out next year.
Make sure you go see it, guys. No, but
Chris Pine's going to be in it.
But as well as that, Aquaman, Cyborg, and the Flash were all there.
That was weird. I liked the.
I liked. I think the Flash looks very good.
Now I think a lot and okay, something really out of the way fast here. People were obviously shitting on Ezra Miller because they wanted Grant Gustin to play the Flash, and I think we can say Grant Gustin's Flash would probably cry if he saw what was going on in this movie, because of course the Flash is, it's a bit cheesy, but it's lighthearted. He would start crying if he was in this movie and Batman's killing people. He's like, stop!
Why are you doing this?
But what I liked, I didn't want them to turn the Flash into a really dark character,
but I didn't want a very lighthearted kind of.
But what Zack Snyder has actually said recently is that he is the kind of not comedic character, but the comedic relief of the Justice League, which I think is good. The setup for all the characters we got, the little teases, I liked. I thought it was good. Most people think that Cyborg's one's the best. I agree. I really like the Cyborg scene.
I think it was Cyborg, the Flash, and then Aquaman. Now, I'm very excited for Jason Momoa's Aquaman. But
Aquaman looks great.
Yeah.
And I like James Wan is directing. Obviously, James Wan, who did Insidious 1, 2, The Conjuring, and Furious 7. He's doing this.
Very, very random kind of.
Yeah, he's got kind of a George Miller style of directing, which just bounces around genres. But he's a very good director. But it means
you work with a lot. Like
he's a very good director, and I think he'll make a great Aquaman movie. And I think Jason Momoa's gonna make a great Aquaman. But like his scene is like he's there and like under the in the sinking ship, and he comes out, he looks at the camera, he's so slow.
He's just like, what do I do? He's like, what is this?
What is this machine? And then just like, okay, hit him with the trident, and then just now I will say
the sonic boom thing.
The sonic boom under the water, fantastic. That was
very cool.
The Flash, I thought was a cool little scene. His was the least flashy. It was just okay. I didn't. By flashy, I meant effects kind of driven.
Yeah, but
it was just kind of a zip and then
like
a streak.
It worked like.
Oh no, that's all it needs to be. It didn't need to be a huge explosion and flash run.
It also shows you how fast you can go. Like the cameras,
that was cool.
He went over, hit your man, and was back, and then the cameras reacted to the speed he went.
One thing I will say, if people like don't know what the Flash is, but most people know what the Flash is, I can see people in the theater in that scene where he comes through the time barrier, the speed barrier, just being like, "What the hell is going on?"
I know, because I was looking at that and I was like, "Who the fuck is that?"
And I saw Ezra Miller's face. I was like, "Okay, it's the Flash coming from the future."
But what suit was he in? At first, you know who I thought it was?
It's an apocalyptic suit.
No, okay.
Because he comes from that whole apocalyptic.
I hope now they probably will. Let's be honest. They put that into another like Justice League movie along the way.
Oh yeah, that's I think that's a bit of self for the Justice League as well.
Oof. Like, because I was a bit kind of like, as well as that, like, I can imagine a few of our other friends kind of going, "What the hell was that?"
I think one of our friends.
Who the hell was that?
One of our friends after the nightmare scene. No, it was the middle part. And I was like, I hope they explain this. This is a nightmare. Because if it's just left there, people are going to be like, what the hell was that? But he did. He woke up.
He woke up and he was panicking there. But it was a dream inside a dream.
It was the part where he gets kind of knocked out by the Superman soldiers, and the parademon comes down.
Yeah.
And there's a little like black wires. What the fuck? and then of course it opens with the scene with him hanging.
Yeah,
that was really
and
well
Superman
done.
just blatantly killed. Like there was three.
I think people are going to get confused that did Superman just kill those guys?
It was
Batman's vision of Superman.
And like it was kind of like apocalyptic world, kind of like Superman.
Speaking of apocalypse, I think we all know who the Justice League villain's going to be. It's Darkseid.
Yeah, like
of course.
The way they were building up, like Superman.
The little tease by Jesse Eisenberg. The bell has been rung. Ding ding. Stuff like that. I thought it was hilarious. I loved it in a good way.
Yeah,
he
was very, very good.
I will say the comedic relief of the movie was Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah,
Jesse Eisenberg and Alfred, I think, brought in some lighter moments.
They were very
in that Jesse Eisenberg a bit more kind of darkish humor, which I like. That
it's kind of more I make it fun of you kind of thing.
And in fairness though, the scene with Holly Hunter when she looks at the and imagines the piss, that was good acting on her part.
It was like it looked very, very kind of realistic. As
Anyway,
if,
I think we're
as if
kind of-
someone put that there before they even started recording.
We're kind of going all over the place with this, so I want to.
God, yeah.
Sorry, we
Okay.
see. This is our first time talking about this together properly, so we're just kind of all over the
Yeah,
place.
yeah. We refused to talk to each other last night. We just went
Yeah.
straight home and
We were
just,
like, it was good. Yeah, it was good. Okay, let's go home.
yeah, like we did not want to talk about it. All right, next thing is Doomsday. Doomsday, definitely.
I
I can see this being a 50-50 thing.
liked it.
I
And
like
here,
it.
like, listen, you might think you hear me say I like it. I will get into my more negative things. Just listen to this. I had positives and negatives, but my positives that greatly outweighed my negatives, and I really enjoyed this thing. I've said it enough. Doomsday. I think I think he's coming back. I don't think that's the end of Doomsday.
Because again, the whole idea of Doomsday is you can't kill him.
You can't kill him.
He just comes back and evolves. Now the thing is, what kind of made me kind of a bit.
First off, the look at first. I at the end of it, I think he did look well.
Yeah, he looked
first-
more like Doomsday.
At first, he looked awful.
He just-
oh my
he looked
god,
like
he
a
looked
fat
terrible.
Hulk, like.
Oh, that was a. Do you know what he looked like? He looked like if Shrek, not Shrek. No, if the Hulk lost all his muscle mass and it turned into a bit of fat.
Yeah, if you turn it a bit of a
it
couch
was like
potato
a pot-bellied Hulk with the face of
and a bit grey. Yeah, that's what it was.
like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I think you said.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it looks like it kind of looks a bit like a teenage.
At the end of it, he looked massive, and
he seemed to have gotten bigger. Like.
yeah, and the way he adapted, I thought was great.
Now, that is another thing I did say. The idea of Doomsday is that he dies, and when he comes back, whatever killed him the last time,
won't stop him again.
won't work again. But he didn't. Now, fair enough. There was a nuke that went off, and now you don't really know if he died.
A bit of visual
died or
imagery there from
Yeah.
The Dark Knight Returns.
the kind of sky, the kind of waves.
The nuke going off and Superman being like really skinny and
Yeah.
looking.
I remember
like a
that.
skeleton.
I remember that.
I thought that there was a lot of visual imagery taken from The Dark Knight Returns, obviously, but I like that scene.
Yeah, but like, he didn't really die. Like, there was times where, like, there was another time where Wonder Woman just came up and she was just hitting him with the sword, and yeah, that was all well and good. And he just evolves again. Like as if it was
That
nothing.
scene where she chops off the hand and it comes back as a huge bone.
It just has to grow his back as like the icicle-y kind of things. Looked very cool.
We should really talk about what happened at the end of that scene.
Oh,
Superman
fuck.
dies.
Yeah, Superman dies.
That's a Superman storyline.
Sorry.
Go for it.
Jesus. Yeah, now you know he's not dead. I'm sorry, you blatantly.
No one knows.
Even as soon as he dies, I was there kind of like, yeah, he's not dead. He's going to turn.
They
He's
did
going to turn back.
the little lift of the.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think it was too. I thought okay. They
I didn't really get that because, like, I can understand like if it kind of shook a little bit, alright. Or
When I
something.
see the gravity coming off the ground in Superman's
yeah.
presence, the gravity kind of comes off. So
Yeah,
I think
I
it's like it shows like a heartbeat. I'd say.
That's what I was thinking. It's like, is he floating in the coffin?
He's just like
Is the coffin just going to float up
he's
now?
gonna do like a Kill Bill. He's gonna punch his way out. I think it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in Justice League. How they bring that into Justice League.
Even Batman's gonna be like, the fuck just happened? Because they're like, what's going on? Now that's another thing. Batman was very kind of like at the end, very kind of like if you knew Justice League was coming, Batman knew Justice League was coming too. He was like, I feel like there's something bigger coming.
Finally, even get a team coming.
Yeah, but it's like we're gonna need to get the rest of them. It's like you're not being very subtle with this, are you? You're going straight for
The
it.
guy with the long hair in the water, him. The guy with the guy with the real fast guy, him. And the
Anybody in
robot
those
guy,
files.
him.
But he's not even a robot guy. He will be. But oh no, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all of them, out of all the Justice League characters, the one I'm most excited for, as it's a personal favorite, is Cyborg.
Yeah,
I really want to see Cyborg in a live action film.
he definitely has the powers and abilities and look to work in a live action film.
And he's so malleable as well. He can have whatever the fuck he wants. If
They can do a lot with his powers and his abilities and like the technology.
Because it's kind of almost like a shape shifting mechanic kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's kind of cool. I'd like to see that work. Fuck, we're nearly in an hour.
Yeah, we're
Jesus.
see we don't even notice. We've just been going like straight through.
We've
this.
just been talking.
Now,
okay. Actually, one thing
I think we haven't. Sorry, you go first.
Just the pacing of the movie, right? It was.
I liked it.
It was good. It was a good pacing.
It never drags.
No, it
never drags.
It didn't drag, and it was never too fast as such.
I thought in terms of how it was managed, it was very well because this thing went by like that. It was a flash.
Yeah, it's bear in mind it's
The flash puns.
Jesus. It's bear in mind it's a 2.5 hour long movie, and like it's 2.5 hours, but it only feels like probably an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like I looked at my phone about an hour and a half into it. I was like, "Fuck, we're an hour and a half into this already." I thought we'd be
and even
40 minutes.
Just
maybe.
talking about this movie, I seriously think I'm starting to like it more.
Yeah,
no,
it is a very, very.
I can't wait to see this thing again.
Yeah, no, that's very, very. It's very well. I'm like, but the pacing anyway. The pacing at the beginning was very, very kind of well done. It was kind of like trying to give the backstory on Batman.
The Batman. And I think up until the Metropolis scene was great. The next 20 minutes, I understood what I had to do. I had to set up the Batman character. I had to introduce back to the other characters from Man of Steel. But I felt it was a bit jumpy. It did seesaw a bit. Like,
I was a bit like, okay, hold on, wait a second. Now, what's going on here?
Yeah.
And it was very good. It was good though.
I'm sorry, I'm just coming up with little things here. I just keep remembering. Callan Mulvey, who plays the Russian Anatoly, I really liked him.
He was good.
And he played KG Beast.
Did he?
That was KG Beast. And I want to say the one thing. If any of you know El Mayimbe, Humberto Gonzalez, he used to write for Latino Review. He now writes for Heroic Hollywood. They really like this movie as well. Check out Heroic Hollywood. They do really good work. And Humberto is a scooper who he basically looks out trying to finds out little things early before the movie. He did a great job scooping for this movie. He even said it himself, and I was like, really? And I looked back. He predicted a lot of this movie. He predicted he scooped that Doomsday was going to be in it. Everyone was like, what? And then he scooped that KG Beast is going to be in it. Everyone's like, no, definitely not. KG Beast, really? KG Beast was in it. They didn't call him KG Beast, but he was in a Dolish, whatever the hell his name is.
You kind of... No, I didn't really even think of that. I just saw him as...
Anatoly.
Yeah. I just saw him as a Russian guy.
A Russian Anatoly.
But, the pacing was okay. It was... When it got to the end, about the second half, it sped up a lot. It did speed up a lot. But, actually, sorry, one thing, I want to jump back to Doomsday real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry if we're jumping around, but...
It's very kind of like... Because I keep thinking of these different things.
Yeah, we just understand. This is the first time we ever talking to someone that has seen the movie.
Yeah. But is Doomsday, again... And it's the way he was created. That was kind of...
I liked it. I didn't understand the blood. How his blood...
I can understand it was...
No, I think maybe it was like... I don't know if maybe...
It didn't explain a lot of how he got his powers, kind of thing.
I think maybe the Kryptonian files or wherever he looked at stated that if this... if a Kryptonian being's blood is mixed with any foreign blood... It creates Doomsday, whatever. Yeah. I think that we can assume that that's what happened.
I love how how very kind of subtly discriminative they were in that. It's like no deformity shall be created or is allowed. I was like, whoa. Mm-hmm. It's like, Jesus.
God, guys, General Zod would not like that.
I don't know. I just
think we should go back to...
he was created as a wild beast, wasn't he?
He was the story of Doomsday, as far as I know, is that he was created by an alien
scientist
to become the greatest warrior, kind of the greatest weapon. When he was born, he left it out in the wild, and it kept dying, and he kept taking back, and kept dying, kept taking back, kept dying until it that's the story, the power of Doomsday. He evolves.
Because it didn't really explain why he was evolving.
I think they just kind of realized the general was just like, I think he's evolving.
I don't think I didn't like was the electricity shit coming off him.
I will say...
it would have worked fine without that.
One of my biggest problems, and this shows how much I like the movie because it was one of my biggest problems. At one point in that fight, there was so much going on in one frame that I was like, what the hell is going on here? There's electricity and there's green. I'm like, oh, I can't see what is going on here. It was like the part where, I think it's one of the part where he's like evolving more. And the whole screen was taken up with just colours.
Orange,
I felt like it was on acid.
Blur.
It was like just colours. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Calm down a little bit, CGI.
Well, the animators must have been on LSD when they did that.
Yeah.
Put in this colour.
This is good.
But that was a bit. Now, literally, that only lasts for 30 seconds. That frame.
No, I can get it, but it again, it would have been
That
one of those things
shot,
that would have worked fine without it. As in, like, just show him evolving. He doesn't have to explode.
I
That's,
thought the electricity was a bit much.
yeah. Like, you could understand maybe a
It
little
was a
bit
bit
of,
visual overkill.
yeah. It's just like, 'cause it was like a little nuke every time he evolved. That was just like a shockwave that just wiped out a whole lot of shit.
What I did like, though, was that the character development from Man of Steel, they took it to an uninhabited place. There was I'm sure there was very, very little civilian casualties. Now, there was a shit ton of collateral damage, but to an uninhabited island, which I liked.
Yeah, I like the way they
didn't-
clarify that
It
again.
didn't compromise the epicness of the fight. We just got to rest easy saying, okay, these guys actually do care about people. You know, and I thought Batman was like, I'll take him back to the city to get the kryptonite. I was like, what the hell are you doing, Batman? And she goes, why are you taking back to the city? It's uninhabited. That I was like, okay, you cleared it up. Okay, you cleared it up, because if they hadn't cleared it up, I would have been like,
It's like you're
we
just
don't know if people
doing
died
the
here.
thing on why you hate Superman, because he just
But I
destroyed
did
so
like that,
much.
because it does reinforce the fact that Batman cares about people. Not criminals, of
Again.
course. Kills them, but
The thing I wanted to talk about a little bit earlier on was Amy Adams getting the fucking kryptonite thing, like the kryptonite stuff.
yeah.
Bear in mind, in the movie, she throws it into the fucking water. It's water.
I'm just like,
It's
would
not
you
like nobody can get it.
I was like, would you not just destroy this? Because, like, a random thug's gonna come by and say, hey,
Exactly,
what,
it's like-
is this the green thing that can kill Superman?
It's like, whoa, nice, because it's a green fucking glowing rock. It's not like it's hard to miss, like. But as well as that, the kryptonite was kind of flashing as if it was running low on batteries a little bit. I don't know what that was about. But
Kryptonite is failing.
it's like, please recharge. But I don't know. But she fucks up that one job she was given. Go down and get the kryptonite thingy. And as well as that, Batman was just kind of standing around, waiting for Batman or Superman and Wonder Woman to kind of like kill Doomsday, or at least wound him.
I think he did like, I thought Batman was
I'm not
used
giving out
well.
about him,
No, I thought Batman was used well in that fight. He did the kryptonite grenades. I thought it was the scene of him going between grappling hooks.
That was very good.
That was really well done.
And the way he panicked a little bit and hit the building.
It didn't look CGI, because I thought, you know, Batman's gonna look CGI where he's going to this grappling hook.
Yeah.
It was used very well done. Is there anything else you want to say on that?
Was it? Yeah, but now this is very nitpicky of me, and I'm not judging the movie off this. I'm just a bit curious. Superman was, bear in mind, fighting Doomsday. After first of all being injured a hell of a lot, fighting Doomsday, panicking, all this shit going on, and shit stirring so much, and everything was very bleak for him. But he was able to hear Amy Adams banging on the fucking wood, which is fine. He has super hearing.
Yeah.
But why wasn't he able to see or hear something ticking in the bomb or whatever in the other thing? I know he did clarify he wasn't really looking for it, but
I think what you could say is that it was like, there was so much noise in that press conference, and I wouldn't say like Lex Luthor planned that thing. He was like, "Hey, this guy probably has super hearing. No ticking."
yeah, no. But I don't know. He said he wasn't looking for it, which is fair enough. He
I thought it was
clarified
good. I thought it was good to the character, and I
Yeah.
thought it improved the story and the conflict with Henry Cavill. I think we're gonna go through a few more things, and then I think maybe we'll go through what we're expecting from the DC universe.
Yeah,
I think we have a lot to say about that.
the last bit would be kind of
Last
like
bit, I
what
want
we
to talk
thought.
about Lex Luthor. Again, I think we get a bit more into him and some of the things that he did in this movie. I will say, if someone comes up to me and says, I didn't like Lex Luthor, he wasn't Lex Luthor, I'll say, you know, that was fine.
He interpreted it his own way.
I have to be honest, the way I thought it was very entertaining. And it wasn't, I don't think it was tonally inconsistent with the rest of the film, because yeah, he was kind of like, ooh, yeah, ooh. But he was like, he blew up a Senate and killed tons of
with
people.
no problem. Like, he was fine with that. Like there was another time where, like,
So I don't think that. Sorry, I don't think that. And I haven't heard anyone say this, but just my opinion. I don't think the tone of his character conflicted with the tone of the movie in general.
yeah, he was a bit. He was I don't know what the word is. He was a bit kind of like
Hammy.
that's kind of weird. But when he pushed Amy Adams off the building and he knew Superman was going to be there, whatever, the way he was sitting there, legs crossed, with a fucking egg timer there waiting for.
I thought he was
Another thing. Sorry, can I just say this? He goes, when you came up here, you had an hour. Now you have less. He had 35 minutes. He did not spend 25 minutes on that building. I will just say that.
Well, we don't know how time could have passed in this movie.
That's fair enough.
That's the thing, is it's weird. It's weird. You never know how time was really going in this movie. I don't like to judge it by that, because you don't want him to be 25 minutes for him just like, so Lois, Superman, eh? Cool guy. I like the flick. And Superman did get the flick, actually, when he got punched by Batman. He ended up getting the flick, which I liked. But Lex Luthor in general, I thought every time he was on screen, I was always entertained by this movie anyway. But I found him really easy to watch, really fun to watch.
I liked him. But I can understand why people would say that's not Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But I can understand if people say that's his interpretation of Lex Luthor.
A lot of what he's getting is, I think, mixed to positive. Some people are saying they didn't like his hamminess, but they still found him entertaining. I thought the kind of hamminess was funny. But my biggest thing is it's going to compromise the rest of the tone. But I think this movie was one thing I would say about this movie, and that I do have a problem with some superhero movies, I'm not going to name names, tonal inconsistencies. Avengers 2. But this tone was consistent.
Another thing as well, actually, with the Avengers, now this is just a totally.
And we love Marvel as well. We love Marvel.
I do. I like.
We're not DC fanboys. We're DC and Marvel fanboys.
It's like we love.
We're really sweaty nerds.
But another thing, I went back and I was looking at a few Avenger things, especially with Civil War coming up, and how colourful it is. It is so bright and colourful. There's red, pink, green, all these really bright, vibrant colours with a bluish background and everything. And then there's just dark, bleak, grey, kind of black for the DC. But you don't even notice. I didn't even notice.
I really liked the cinematography in this movie.
It was very, very well done.
My biggest problem with Man of Steel was actually, I know some people might say, it was the character development. My biggest problem with Man of Steel was the cinematography. I did not like the way that film was shot. It was very handheld, very kind of, I understand what they were going for, kind of, not shake cam, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really all over the place, but the camera was never steady.
Yeah, it was a bit annoying.
There was it kind of went for a documentary style, nearly. Not like documentary style, but kind of documentary style filmmaking where it had these zooms. It would zoom
I remember
multiply, and I was like, that's not like that. You do that if it's a found footage movie and you're trying to limit your budget. Not if, like, spectacle. You want to see up close, steady shots. And that's why we got this movie. Like,
I can understand, like, there's a difference between a pan and a zoom.
I counted, because I knew from the trailers that they were going to shoot differently, and it was definitely shot more like, say, Watchmen. But I was looking out for, and I wasn't focusing on zooms and all zooming and whatnot, but I was literally, I wonder if there's going to be any zooms. I counted one zoom, and that was it.
That's good.
And it was now that was a fine zoom because it was a bird's eye view from, I think, a helicopter.
Yeah,
so I didn't mind it that much.
But actually, as well as that, one of our friends, David, brought up again is how stupid the government is in these movies. Yeah. They're like,
well, no. I will say, I think the military was justified in the first bit with the kryptonite.
Yeah. No, but, that was
our friend David did come up with a great point with helicopters.
It's like what's that big thing smashing around the city? I don't know. Let's just send helicopters after it.
Helicopters, as you said, are extremely useless in big budget films.
Don't
use helicopters in big budget films anymore. We actually just saying that was one of the things we talked about. We just kind of joked around after we came out of the cinema. We didn't actually talk about anything really regarding the movie. But just imagine, like, the big Doomsday character suddenly, like, his main weakness, bullets.
It's like that, it must be
Gets shot with bomb bullets. Oh, good work, guys. Guess who's getting promotion today? Come back.
Everyone go home now. It's fine.
Yeah, he blew up like a building, but come on. Damage
one
control.
bullet, that was it. God, he bled out.
Those silver bullets? No, it's normal bullets.
Wow.
Well, we have to get more of those.
Rubber bullets.
Let's get more of those bullets.
No, but another thing, the nuke. And I thought this was kind of funny. Superman was like throwing Doomsday up into the air. I think Superman kind of expected a nuke to be kind of going
I think
off.
That was his idea. Yeah. Just get out of the
harm's way
so they can do whatever.
But he was there like throwing up into the air and get him into space and everything.
That was really well.
That was very well done. But the nuke finally. All right, no, the government were there thinking, and they're like, oh wait, should we send the nuke? It's like, what are the casualties? Only one. It's like, who is it? Superman. I was like, okay, do it. They spent time thinking about, oh, this is really going to affect us.
Yeah, fuck him.
But the funny thing was,
son of a bitch.
It hit the boat with him. And one of them crashed down back onto planet Earth, and it was Doomsday. Totally fine. Actually, if anything, he was better because he evolved. Totally fine. There was Superman half dead up still up in space. It's like, you fucked up so bad in this movie.
Guys, I think we hit the wrong guy.
It's like, fuck.
Sorry for the profanity in this. We were just really really hyped up and excited.
Oh, an hour and 10 minutes. Fucking
I
hell.
think we're going to end while we actually talk about the movie. I will say, this has been kind of therapeutic for me, this talk. I even like this movie nearly more, I think, right now.
Nice.
My final thoughts, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm definitely seeing it again.
Yeah, I'll probably see it again as well.
Whoever you are, if you're thinking of seeing this movie, see it. Go out and see it. I'm sure you'll have a good time. I think I've said enough how much I enjoyed this movie. I had a few problems with it. Of course, what movie doesn't have problems? Some of those problems were a bit minor annoyances. I had like barely any. I think maybe one big problem. That's it. Barely any.
What was it?
I'm trying to think.
Or are you just trying to say overall?
There's bits. Overall, really, there was only few little nigglances, but I understand that's definitely not a perfect movie. And before I can get my full thoughts, I need to see it a few more times. But you?
What about the overall kind of movie?
Oh no, overall, before I get my thoughts on the overall movie of what I really think about, I need to see it at least one more time. I can tell you right now, I really did enjoy it.
I thought it was, like, again, it is a great movie, but it again, yeah, I'm gonna have to see it again.
Yeah,
definitely a couple more times. But I don't know. I think I went in there again with too high hopes again.
I control my hopes. I'm waiting for 3 years, but it's still just a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
It's still just a movie.
It seems like a way of life at this point, doesn't it?
It's unfortunate for that there was so much hype and that people had to wait for 3 years, because these guys have just made a movie. It's like it's being put as this monumental event, and it is. It's a big event. It's a big event movie. But it's still just a movie. You know,
exactly. Like, but it is like one of those kind of landmarks in film history.
Oh yeah,
this is definitely this is going down in history.
I think it'll be really interesting to see how the DC films progress. But what are your final thoughts?
It was good. It was great. But I wouldn't say it's A star rating. I'd say you're looking at B. I don't know.
I'd say at least now a B plus.
Yeah, kind of a B plus kind of thing. Like, obviously, nothing is going to be perfect. Nothing.
Yeah.
Except for Deadpool.
And
but nothing is going to be perfect.
Our opinions might change. It might go up. I can't see my opinion going down.
No.
My opinion I won't give this film really a below a B plus. I'm not going to give it a rating.
I'm not going to lie.
I'm not rating it right now, but I'm not going to give this one below a B plus.
I might rate it about a B to a B plus. Kind of like, I don't know. Depends how.
We'll see how it is on repeat viewings, because a lot of people are saying on repeat viewings it has got better for them because they've kept they understand what they're getting into. And they've come to terms with what the movie is, and they've really enjoyed it. So that's really it. But right now, just for a few minutes, let's see what we think will happen in the rest of the DC universe. First off, I want to say, Suicide Squad. I don't know what's going to happen. This even makes me more kind of not concerned, not in way concerned, but confused on what's going to happen here.
The best thing as well, I feel like we're going to go into into the movie cinema, whatever, with not no high hopes.
Yeah.
But far less than Batman vs Superman. You were waiting for 3 years. I was waiting for about 2 years. But I feel like I am looking forward to it. Don't get me wrong.
It's my most anticipated movie, most anticipated comic book movie coming up right now.
Yeah. After Batman vs Superman.
After Batman vs Superman, and it was tied with Deadpool in second place for what I was excited for most. So it is my most anticipated.
Yeah. See, for me it was Deadpool, Batman vs Superman. I don't know. I'm excited to see Civil War, but at the same time, Marvel have a tendency of fucking up with the Avengers sometimes. I feel like this could change by having a bit more.
I think this will change it. We should talk about Civil War in a future episode. We definitely will, and we will definitely get
probably talk about it again sometime this week or whatever.
I'm really excited for Suicide Squad. I think it's gonna be really interesting how this Joker interacts with the new Batman, and I'm even more excited to see what Jared Leto does with this character. And I don't know. The reactions on the Joker first were mixed. They've gotten very positive right now. People are really excited to see what this guy does with the Joker.
I can't wait to see that.
I think this Joker and Batman are definitely well suited to each other. even we haven't seen this Joker, but what we have seen, I can imagine that they are. And I'm really excited to see their little interaction in Suicide Squad. But it was probably going to be brief in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, as you said, Jesse, it's probably going to be more of a flashbacky kind of thing. But another thing is, the other way Batman, he did kill people in this movie. At the end of the movie, he gets into Lex Luthor's prison cell. Not really sure how yet, but he did.
It's Batman.
Yeah, exactly. But
because he's Batman.
He was going to brand them, but two things. He's branded people before, which is essentially, and they point this out.
I like that as well. That's cool.
Yeah, is a death sentence in prison if you're branded by Batman. So he's indirectly killing people, which is fine.
Maybe he didn't even notice. Maybe I don't know if he did.
I don't know, but at the same time, he was killing people.
It's kind of the Nolan.
Yeah.
I don't have to save you, but I'm not. Well, I'm not. Gonna kill you. I'm not going to kill you or whatever.
the biggest contradiction.
Yeah.
But he was killing people, people who kind of half deserved it, But fucking Jesse Eisenberg,
that's
the guy who tried to end the world kind of thing with Doomsday, just letting this.
That is why I thought that maybe he's kind of not killing people anymore. Maybe he's going to go a bit more lenient on the killing people. He's going to stay brutal, but maybe not kill people.
Because that could come back into Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I think that could have been.
Because I'm not gonna lie, Batman would kick the shit out of Joker. He would.
See, the thing is, it's always been the Joker with his mind and with his
you've seen it so many times.
Surprising is,
Batman kicks the shit out of Joker, but he won't kill him. That's what keeps making him come back.
This actually reinforces my everyone's nearly theory that he has those teeth because they were punched out. He has those gold teeth, those silver teeth, because he was punched out that. Well, no, I wouldn't say they're not grills, they're caps. I'm pretty sure, but I think one thing we all know, Darkseid is going to be the villain in Justice League. Now it's going to be interesting to see how the movies develop. Aquaman and Flash 2018. I think it's going to be really interesting to see how they develop.
When is Justice League coming out again?
November 2017.
That's not too bad.
So about a year and a half, no, a bit more, year and a half.
It's okay.
Year and a half.
It's a year and a half.
It's not a huge long wait. We're at 1:16 right now, so probably gonna end this. I really enjoyed this movie. We had a really good time. It
was very very good. And the more
you think about it,
yeah, exactly. The more you kind of just let it sit with you, the better it does get. Just one thing, Amy Adams, just stop acting.
More marinades. So we're gonna end this right now. We have a Twitter. We have a @MediaMen podcast on Twitter. Follow us there, please. We'll probably start tweeting more. We have 3 tweets up.
2-3.
We are probably going to start tweeting more. We are off on school right now, so we'll probably get a few more podcasts in. We can
throw a few even extra ones.
Let us know what you thought about Mr. Superman. If you're going to comment, or just comment anything. If you're going to comment, I know we're not going to get any comments here, but hope you enjoyed this. Of course, follow Chadwick at BadChads on Twitter and BadChad on YouTube. We'll see you again soon. Watch tons of movies. Goodbye.
Alright, see you guys.